men in the church and the absence of fathers in the home. Join the conversation as we help men find their place in the modern world through engaging interviews with experts and members of the community. We provide a clear picture of what healthy masculinity looks like as an example for boys and girls. Our mission is to provide a voice for men to help them navigate the challenges that they face and provide hope for a brighter future. So tune in and join the conversation this and every Monday at 8 p.m. right here on Praise 87.9 FM, The Wrecking Trade. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of men and boys in the Cayman Islands. Welcome to The Wrecking Trade. I'm your host, Robert Lynch, the show where we talk about masculinity, accountability, and responsibility. As you can see in the studio, I have my awesome guest with me, Genesis. Today we're going to be having an awesome conversation, an incredible conversation. Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
I want at the top, I'm going to ask Dwayne to throw the number out there so I can give it to you so that you can call in and participate in this evening's conversation. What's the number, Dwayne?
945-9029.
945, that's 9029. 945-9029. Or also jump on the YouTube channel, that's The Wrecking Trade. Find us on YouTube and hit that like button. It's not just giving me a thumbs up, it's how we habits nice guys need to stop doing. Habits nice guys need to stop doing. And this idea comes from, so, you know what? Let me see if we can jump right into it. Are you ready for us, Dwayne?
Yes, I'm ready.
There we go. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna pause the video as we go along. All right, and this person is Jessica O'Pair. All right, we're not hearing her in studio just yet, so hit that button.
Habits that nice guys need to stop doing. All right. Who is a nice guy? In the literal sense of the word, it's a guy who is agreeable, gentle, compassionate, sensitive, and vulnerable. And it's a great thing to be a nice guy. Unless, of course, people are using it in a derogatory way. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not by this video saying that guys need to go out there and be mean to everybody, and especially women. I am not saying that at all. But I am saying that there are some traits that
I mean, yes, of course. I think that, you know, one of the things that she said, I think, was being gentle,
Just being caring.
caring. I think, why not be a nice guy?
And that's it. It sounds counterintuitive, and it sounds counterintuitive to men too. We're saying, but wait, but we've heard these expressions: "Nice guys finish last." You know, it's not good to be a nice guy. Why do you think these things exist?
I think it's just the way that the world has changed the idea of what a man should look like. You know, I still believe in the good guy, in the nice guy. Like, I would definitely, you know, want to be with a good guy versus a person that is not. Like, I think that all of these qualities set you apart from the normal type of men that are out there. Like, honestly, I look forward to having, and I have a couple of friends that are like that too, like guys that are super nice and genuine, and like I always tell them, you know, like, I really appreciate you for who you are, because it's unique, it's the same.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot there because and this is why we ask those 5 questions at the top of the show. So you have these guys.
Maybe you should ask them that question, not me. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, I think it's a matter of timing, you know, like it's a matter of timing, and like, I guess when the time is right and they feel like it's right for them, they're gonna ask the questions. But for now, I guess it's not.
They're saying you're single. I'm putting a business out on Front Street right now. You're single because they haven't asked, but if they ask you, you'd be.
I guess.
You guess. All right. And this, because one of the things I'm trying to unpack here, and we're going to get into the video and see some more of this, because some of the things that she mentioned, I hadn't even considered it from that perspective, and I realized, but I was doing some of those things too. And so the hesitation may be for someone to go, do girls actually like nice guys? What does being nice actually say? And what does nice say to you? So, just off the top, you mentioned these nice guys and nice guys in general. What are some nice guy attributes that you find attractive?
Oh, I mean, just opening the door.
Yes, just the door wide open, wide open.
You know, letting me walk first.
There you go. I'm being a nice guy.
I guess paying for dinner, maybe. Just being gentle and like taking your time and hearing the person out. You know, like, it's really important nowadays. Like, we go from one thing to another, and it's just quick in our lives. Like, in terms of like what we're doing, we're busy schedules, but like, just taking the time to sit down and have a conversation on one-on-one, and really like have that person hear you, like, that to me is very like, it's beautiful, and it's like, I know that I'm appreciated because you've taken that time to like sit down with me.
There's something in your statement, and before I jump into the question, I just wanted how we're doing on the audio. Make sure that we're good. Not good?
Working it out.
Working it out. All right. So while Dwayne works out the audio, Genesis will now sing to help him to work through the audio. Sing? No, sing?
I do sing.
Okay, let's sing through the audio. Sing? No, sing?
I do sing.
Okay, let's sing.
But wow, you're
Yes.
really putting me on the
Right
spot
on the
today.
spot. Yes.
What song should I sing?
What's your favorite song? Let's go with Mary Had a Little Lamb or Jesus Loves Me. What's your favorite song? Let's go with Mary Had a Little Lamb. All right, let's do it.
Jesus loves me, this I know. Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
Literally supposed to sing.
Yes.
For
You're doing well. You're
the
following my lead.
Bible tells me so. Little ones who hear me, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me.
I love it. I love it. I've never heard that version before. What did you say? Little ones? Usually I sing little ones to him belong. Little ones? You sang something
To
different.
be honest with you, I'm not sure. Yeah. I just stayed with the version that I learned when I was small. I just stayed with the version that I learned when I never corrected that. But I think I'm going to do that now because apparently I'm not singing it right.
No, I don't know if I'm singing it right either because for many years I sang. What's the other one? Red and yellow, black or white. What's the other one? Jesus loves the little children. That's what I sang. And then I realized, full grown, that no, they're singing.
This is like a mind blown moment right now.
So you just learned that one. You used to sing red and yellow, black or
Yeah,
white?
yeah.
Yeah, so you just
Red-
learned that
red
one.
and yellow,
You
black
used
and
to
white.
sing
I
red
did
and
not
yellow,
know
black
that.
and white. But
Not
isn't
that.
that everyone? Red people, yellow people? But yeah, I think those are not politically correct anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Are we good? It's terrible.
Oh, good.
Are we good? We are gonna take a break right now and come right back after these messages. We are gonna take a break right now and come right back after these messages. We are gonna take a break right now and come right back after these messages.
Lord, I come to you, let my heart be changed, renewed, flowing from grace that I found in you.
Wait a minute, Bria. I'm calling your daddy, okay?
Welcome back to the Wrecking Trade. I think we should have the audio resolved. I see that we were getting some double audio. So send me a message on WhatsApp or send us a message to let us know that the audio is good. You are now seeing me. We're in live and living color. There is, what does that mean? Does that mean the audio is good? Give me a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. Sounds good. Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, listeners. Thank you very much. Janine is on it. Appreciate you. So we'll take everything from the top, including Genesis singing.
Oh, no.
We've been having a good time in the studio, and we've been having a great conversation, understanding what it means to be a nice guy, understanding what that looks like, and what that actually means for men. And so in what you were saying before, and as you were telling me about the nice guy who sits down and listens to you and pays attention to you, that sounds like you started off with someone that you were already attracted to. Right? Because I'm sure there are nice guys out there who would love to sit down with you and listen to you and let you tell them about your day, but you're not attracted to them.
I mean, like, I feel like in the journey that I'm at right now, I'm really, like, open to having conversations with non-attractive, nice men. Yeah, like, I don't necessarily would say that I sat down and had a conversation with this person because I was attracted to them. I just feel like the conversation or the element of just having an ear to listen was really nice, and like that support of a friend, I value that, because that's the type of person that I am as well. Like, I'll sit down and I'll listen to you if you're ever like in a situation, that really needs like a hearing ear.
You need Genesis will sit down and listen to you. But here's what I'm trying to work
This
through.
sounds matchmaking.
I know. I feel like every time on this show, he's trying to set me up.
No, there is no setup. It's unpacking, right?
Okay.
And I mean, if you're watching and you want to get Genesis' number, no, that.
Thank you.
I don't have it.
Right? So
Yeah.
what I'm looking at here, and attraction is not necessarily, hey, you find this person cute, but it's that spark, or what you'll say, the vibe that you may have, connection that you'll have with the person.
For sure.
And so that could take a host of different channels, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is being a nice guy the thing, because guys trying to get your attention. He's gonna go, do I need to be attractive first, or do I need to be a nice guy first?
Well, for me, it's definitely about being a nice guy. Yeah, like I feel like I don't want to say too much out here, but yeah, definitely for me it's like, because I'm genuinely like that. I try to be like a nice person and try to approach a situation in a very like non-judgmental, calm way. So I would definitely gravitate to someone who's like that.
All right. So we'll stick that there, and we'll go back to the video, because I want her to be able to, and we're gonna break the video up. It's about 4 parts, or 4 habits that she's saying nice guys need to break. And so as we look at these habits, what was critical or interesting to me is the why nice guys may be doing these things, and then what she said about them. So let's jump into it.
I'm saying that there are some traits that make nice guys finish last. And if you've ever wondered why bad guys, quote unquote, always seem to get ahead, then hopefully this video will give you some insights on why that keeps happening and what nice guys are doing wrong. So if you're a nice guy watching this video, at least you find yourself being called a nice guy by women, and you seem never to be able to score when it comes to women, then this video is for you, because you're always ending up in the friend zone. Let's quickly jump into these habits that nice guys need to stop doing. Real quick though, before and this is my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you habits that nice guys need to stop doing. All right? Who is a nice guy? In the literal sense of the word, it's a guy who is agreeable, gentle, compassionate, sensitive, and vulnerable. And it's a great thing to be a nice guy, unless, of course, people are using it in a derogatory way. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not by this video saying that guys need to go out there and be mean to everybody, and especially women. I am not saying that at all. But I am saying that there are some traits that make nice guys finish last. And if you've ever wondered why bad guys, quote unquote, always seem to get ahead, then hopefully this video will give you some insights on why that keeps happening and what nice guys are doing wrong. So if you're a nice guy watching this video, at least you find yourself being called a nice guy by women, and you seem never to be able to score when it comes to women, then this video is for you, because you're always ending up in the friend zone. Let's quickly jump into these habits that nice guys need to stop doing. Real quick though, before I jump into the habits, let's really dive into the characteristics of these nice guys, these so-called nice guys, right? These are typically guys who believe that they're good and caring, and so they will get basically very fulfilling relationships in the end. Love and happiness will always be knocking at their doors, and they will be really, really fulfilled. Nice guys also typically offer to do things for women, and these include women they do not know, and usually will go above and beyond for, just some woman out there in an attempt to come across as a nice guy. Nice guys also typically avoid conflict, or confrontation. If they have an opinion that's differing, and guys just seem to be going out and butting heads about it. A nice guy will typically just watch everything unfold and keep his opinions to himself, not wanting to offend anyone. A nice guy will typically seek approval from others. Nice guys are always looking for the right way to do things. They typically find it very difficult making tough decisions because they're people pleasers. And of course, they also are often emotionally dependent on their partners when they're in a relationship. Right. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Is it something that you do? I just proved to you that this video is for you. Habit number one that you need to stop is being a people pleaser.
Got it? So right there, she went through a couple of things, as in belief in being good and caring leads to fulfilling relationships. And I found that interesting because as a guy's meeting a young lady for the first time, a girl for the first time, he's believing that he needs to be nice, but you're a stranger. Why am I being nice to you?
Well, why wouldn't you why wouldn't you want to be a nice person? Like, to me, it's like living life angry or going about life angry or upset or mean or like disgusted about I don't know what situation you're going through. It's not really like healthy. Yes, exactly. So why would you want to like bring that energy onto somebody else,
And I like that you said that, because I found it interesting, and this seems to be the place that we go. You're either a nice guy or you're just mean. And what I'm hearing her saying in this video is that those are not the two extremes that we need to be looking at, because here you can be a nice guy, but to what end?
Yeah, I feel like.
And if I'm just, hey, I just met you on the street, I'm gonna take you to what's a nice restaurant and buy you dinner. Why?
That's very interesting. Yeah.
Does that come across as nice to you? Because I saw a look in your eye, like,
I mean,
come, let me take you to dinner. Like, no, thank you.
I feel like I would definitely be a bit hesitant to that, just because like, the world that we live in right now, it's the world that we live in right now is very risky, So I definitely wouldn't say yes to going out on a dinner date with somebody that I literally just met off the street 2 minutes ago.
But he was literally thinking that he was being nice, and he's thinking that he's going to impress you by doing the most. And that's what you're saying here. He is believing that he's going to shower you with gifts and chivalry, and you're going to see this as nice and be attracted to him. But right away, you're saying that's suspect.
Like, I feel like that would take time. Like, why not build a relationship, like a friendship, slowly first. Let's get to know each other, not just off the bat. Like that's very suspicious to me. Like,
So here's what I'm hearing you say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing you say, you can't start off with nice then.
I mean, yes, you can start off with nice. Hey, nice to meet you. My name is so and so is so. Like, you know, I would like to get to know you better. Obviously not this minute because it's really odd and suspicious, but let's exchange phone numbers, let's meet up, and let's have a chat.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And so sometimes coming in overly nice right at the beginning, that may cause distrust because you haven't built that trust yet. And so, right? We good? All right. And she also mentioned the conflict avoidance. What were
Yeah.
your thoughts on that one?
I mean, like, this is very interesting because for me, I used to be that person that honestly I would just try to avoid any conflict as much as possible. But in the end, like, nothing is being resolved. So I think, like, there has to be a way that you can learn how to, like, master that skill so that you're able to, like, put your points across, but not necessarily in a way that's going to be argumentative, and just, like, connect with that person so that not necessarily understand you, but don't cause an argument. It's something that it
Why
can
don't you
be
want to cause an argument?
it can be taught, but it's just like, yeah, I mean, there are healthy arguments. I'm not saying nothing against arguments, but, like, to lead it to something that's just gonna, how do I put it? Like, arguments that are just unhealthy. I feel like that's where I would draw the line.
And I think that's interesting because sometimes I believe we've gotten to a place where we've gotten very sensitive around many topics. And as soon as we feel some emotional discomfort, we think that that's unsafe, and so we don't have those arguments.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
And so
agree
it
with you.
leads us to the place where, you know what, let's agree to disagree. Why are we agreeing to disagree?
Because we don't agree on the same thing.
But we haven't talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, well, I've had instances where, like, I've pulled back because I really don't want to deal with this situation. But like I said, it hasn't resolved anything, and that agreeing to disagreeing
Doesn't do anything for anybody.
doesn't do anything for anybody. But then at the same time, I feel like when I have had the opportunity to actually disagree, it has gotten really, I don't want to say bad, but, like, it didn't get me anywhere at the end of the day. So it's like, it's one of those things that it's a hit and miss because you can either, like, okay, have a conversation and really resolve the issue, or it's like we're back to square one again, where, like, we just started with let's agree to disagree, and now we're back to let's agree to disagree.
Okay. And just for, as we're going to jump off this so that we can make it through, but just for argument's sake, no, not for argument's sake, just for an appreciation, what for you looks like a healthy argument? And I don't want you to just go, yeah, when our minds meet and then we agree. No, what is a healthy argument? Because sometimes fighting is good for me.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, you have to have that. It's very, for me personally, I think that, like, a healthy argument is just sitting down, really listening to the other person. I'm listening to your point of view, you're listening to my point of view, and then just trying to, like, understand it as well, because we can listen, but then we don't understand, and that's where we fail, and it becomes, the argument or the situation just becomes 100 times worse, you know?
Or maybe 100 times better.
Or 100, okay. Well,
Because sometimes, and this is the place where I find this interesting because I love conversations.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to get into some difficult chops, some difficult parts of the conversation so that you can get past it. But many times as we start the conversation, those hills look difficult, those waters look scary.
Yeah.
And so we don't plumb those depths. And so we never actually get the joy of being on the other side.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that you mentioned that, because, like, I had that experience this week or last week where I was just a bit hesitant to have a conversation with someone because I was scared of what they were gonna say or think. And I just thought to myself, you know what? Just go for it. You either have a yes or a no, but just go for it, and at least you tried. You try to like sort. It wasn't an issue, but you tried to like. I think I told myself you tried to know at least if it's a yes or a no, versus just sitting there and wondering. Exactly. Yeah.
Or in this context, being the pleaser, where you just go, I don't like this, but since they said it, I'm just gonna go along.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing where like that's a skill that you have to work on. Well, me personally, I know that like that's something that I have to work on, because I used to be the person to just sit and be like, okay, yes, let's do this because you want to do this.
Excuse me.
But at the end of the day, like I was having a conversation with a group of friends, and we actually talked about this topic. And at the end of the day, it doesn't do the other person any justice and any service if you're just sitting down there and agreeing. Like you're really not getting, you're not knowing the person. You're not getting to understand the person. And the person is not really
getting to understand you either, because...
Exactly, because we're not really having this hard conversation that we were supposed to have.
There you go. Right? So we want to be able to, one, not just show up and go, hey, do the most. And of course, have a little bit of challenge in the conversation, because the challenge is where you build that relationship and help to connect or understand each other beyond just the surface.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
And this one was particularly interesting. Emotionally dependent in relationships. What do you think when you hear that?
Wow. I think about, this is really interesting. I'm trying to put it in a way where like it makes sense. I think that the person is emotionally dependent to the other person. I feel like that's when someone is like they value the other person's opinion
so much
that they get guided, or they look for them for validation. And that's how they live their life.
Yeah. So if I told you this idea, hey, I just got this phone and you didn't like it, I'm like, oh no, now I'm sad because you didn't like my phone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And that's rough, right?
Yeah.
And so that again would lead itself to what they said earlier about not being able to challenge your thoughts and not being able to disagree, because putting you in a space where, now you are sad or angry is so overwhelming, then it becomes problematic.
Yeah, it does.
I'm guessing. So, all right. So right away, we put some things on the table that nice guys do that they may think that they're trying to, just connect with you and not disagree too much, and they're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But you're saying, no, that's not working.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't do the most.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, number one, we just saw number one, and number one said being a people pleaser. Let's see if we can run the video and see what that means.
Okay.
Because I thought being a people pleaser was a nice thing or good thing, right? But I see your
Not
face.
all the
It's not all the
Let
time.
me tell you something that I discovered in life. You see, when you're young, you might find yourself falling in that trap or in that space where you feel like you need to make the most friends, you need to get everybody to like you, you need to try and make everybody happy. As you grow older, you tend to realize that, well, you can't make everybody happy, and you cannot be all things to all people. And indeed, if you attempt to do that, you will never be perfect enough for anyone. Neither will you even begin to love yourself, because you set high standards for yourself and impossible standards for yourself. And eventually it's just going to eat away at your self-esteem. Nice guys need to stop being people pleasers. They literally wake up every day thinking about who they can please today. If you're in an office with a nice guy, you might find yourself in trouble more often than not, because he will always go above and beyond to help people, to come across as a better option for people, to make himself available to people, and everybody would end up using him. He doesn't see it as being used, however. He just feels like that's the only way he can get ahead, and that's the only way he will receive validation. If you're a nice guy, you need to stop being a people pleaser. I'm not saying do not, try to please anyone at all. Certainly, certain relationships are worth it. Familial relationships, for instance, or if you have an armless relationship, you might every and ever so often want to impress or please your partner. However, this thing where it's a blanket thing for you, you just feel like you need to make the people around you happy, whether they directly influence your life or not, is something you absolutely must put an end to, put a stop to, okay? Halt. Before I go any further, today's video is sponsored by Passion Air, a Ghanaian airline that operates in Ghana, takes you from one Ghanaian city to
And we can pause it right there. So being a people pleaser, person's going around being nice to everyone because
Yeah.
they want the validation.
Yeah. I'm definitely not that.
Definitely not that.
Yeah. I feel like it's very, very hard, because like I look at it and like she said, when you're young, you are trying to get a lot of friends. You're trying to like fit in with a crowd or like fit in general and like, be liked by everybody. And I guess at one point in time I had gone through that when I was in high school. But then as I started, to like translate from high school into college, I started to realize a lot of these things weren't fulfilling me deeply. Yes, pleasing other people was beautiful to them, but to me it wasn't. And I completely agree with her in that sense that like, yeah, guys, it's something that definitely would be good if they could work on, it's good to have a balance.
And I liked how you positioned balance because you said it earlier in terms of, hey, don't do too much at the beginning. We need to work our way up. So what I translate that in man language would be, it sounds like you're saying, I need to make you earn the niceness. Because if you haven't earned it, you think it's cheap.
I mean, like, no, I wouldn't put it like in the sense of earning the niceness. It's just like you can be nice, but it doesn't have to be like over the top, like constantly, like every 5 minute type of situation, or like, yes, here you go, I'm giving. Like, no, it has to have a balance. You have to know like there's a time and a place for everything,
So help a young man who is trying to understand what that looks like to figure out, okay, because we kind of touched at the beginning. Doing it at the beginning, doing too much at the beginning, that's too much.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining there is some instance where, hey, going all out to take you out to an awesome dinner would be appropriate.
Yeah, like,
But how does he know when that is?
You have to know the type of person. Like when you're getting to know somebody, it's really important that you ask these questions to know if they would appreciate that gesture or not, because then if you do it and they don't, like, it's a waste of time on you, and like it hurts back, So just getting to know that person and just really like asking the questions, hey, what would your ideal date be like? And if she tells you, I want roses and this and that and chocolates and a dinner date, like, go for it. If that's what she said, go for it.
If that's what... I see Dwayne wants to jump in.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to jump in and share the number 945-029. I'm sure that there might be some guy out there that's listening who really has. I mean, I could have had something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But them just ask you a question.
Yes.
What if that's who I am? I'm just naturally nice.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I get gratification from being nice to you.
Yeah.
And so each time I'm being nice to you, I'm not doing it for
validation for wanting something.
I'm not
back,
even doing it to try to impress you. I'm just
Okay.
being naturally nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
However, each time I'm being nice to you and I see that it makes you happy, it also makes me happy. Right? How do I balance that? What do I balance it with? Nice and not nice? How?
No, I mean, like, I feel like in certain circumstances like that, like, it's genuine. Like, it just flows. It just
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Versus when a guy is, like, trying to, like, take out a girl and he's trying and trying and trying and trying. Like, you can tell.
Oh, but you could make it easier.
How?
Straight up front. I'm not interested.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, obviously.
And that's an interesting place, because here it is, and trying to work through what the culture looks like and what the sound looks like. We've been taught that he needs to get your attention. So what that looks like might be, hey, he's gonna spend off the top, or he's going to figure out, because he now needs to figure out how to be attractive to you, and he may not be the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And so he may not have that going. So he's going to try to figure out some other things to try to attract you. And so some guys find themselves, this is an option that they take. Hey, maybe if I'm nice to her long enough, she'll realize, as it said, that I'm I'm worthy of a relationship, and then she'll eventually give you the number, eventually. You know. Has that ever happened to you?
No. I can't. I don't know. That hasn't.
No one's ever just been your friend and go, hopefully, if they were nice enough, they'll get your phone number, and then
No.
Pay attention.
didn't be.
I think maybe that was it.
And
But
that's the interesting part, right? Because there's so many guys that are actually invisible to women. Because as you talk about all the things that would be attractive to you,
yeah.
but essentially those would be attractive in a relationship. But the guys who didn't make it to the place of relationship worthy, even though they're doing all of those things, you can't even see them.
Well, I mean, for me personally, like, I've always been a
Or maybe a friend. Has that ever happened to a
friend.
friend of yours? Wink, wink.
No, actually, it's because I think my circle is just so small. Like, I have a really, really small circle, so I've never had the opportunity to experience that. I'm trying to think if I ever had
Not even in school. There's the guy who he liked you from first grade and the first year, and he was your friend for the whole time, and then suddenly at graduation I was in love with you the whole time.
they never. Well, I've had situations where there have been guys in high school that did have crushes on me, but we weren't friends. It wasn't a friend. It wasn't a friend type of relationship. They were just a kid that I went to school, high school with, and I really didn't know until maybe years later. But it wasn't in the instance that we were friends. They were always very shy to approach me because apparently I used to be mean.
Who did you learn that from?
It's all
My
coming out.
sister.
And you're throwing your sister under the bus like that.
Robert,
Yeah.
in
Go ahead.
college, I had a conflict.
You need to let the people see you.
Yeah, sorry. In college, I had a conflict with a friend of mine. I can't even call his name because now we're still friends. Peter Salke. Peter Salke was close friend to this girl. Her name was not Genesis. All right, but they were close friends, close friends, and she could sing, and because I used to sing, I was like, gee, I like this girl. So I just told Salke, hey, I like this girl.
Yeah.
He said to me, I know her, she's my good friend, you want me to introduce you? And that's the wrong thing he did. He introduced me. And then, in time,
I wish I had a friend like that.
in time, I told him that she's my girlfriend. And immediately he stopped talking to me.
What?
That was
Because you weren't supposed to
I w-
date her, because he was staying in the friend zone so that he could connect with her, because he
Yes.
was shy. And that's what I want to come around to, in
Oh
that
my goodness.
those guys who you found out about them later on that they liked you, how do they get your attention? How do they connect with you? How do they let you know that they like you?
Okay. Oh, you're asking me now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I appreciate you being a great sport in this, because
Yeah.
this is the question that guys are asking themselves.
Oh, okay.
Because they're wondering, okay, fine, if being a nice guy comes off as being a creep, and actually the women are going, no, don't do that. Then being a mean guy, because bad guys seem to have more fun.
But,
But
yeah.
you're saying, no, we don't like the
Bad
bad
boys.
guys, but they're having more fun. And there's a young man, he's in the church, he's trying to figure out, then what do I need to be? What does it being a man look like in 2024? That women are attracted to, and I'm not a doormat or get walked over.
Yeah, I mean, just like it's very to me. As I'm like navigating this like new journey and this new season in my like life. It's very interesting because like I think about it and it's like, do we have the same things in common? Okay, if you're this nice guy and you want to date me, look at the things that we have in common. Do you think that we would work if like we don't have these things in common? For example, like one of my hobbies is, let's just say, going to the beach. Do you like going to the beach? If you don't, then like, you know, and the thing is, it's a hit or miss because like it's like all of these things cannot, you cannot let's say your partner or you're the person you're trying to like get to meet, you know, they cannot have like the same things as you because then it's gonna be boring.
Because you're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very like difficult conversation.
And that's why we're trying to unpack this, because here it is.
Uh-huh.
Because even him finding out that you like the beach,
Yeah.
and finding out that you like all those things, how's he gonna do that?
How's he gonna do that? Maybe have a conversation with me, approach me.
Yes, but that means before he gets to know those things, he's going to approach you.
Yeah.
And that, you know what they say, first impressions last.
Yes.
So how do we navigate that conversation?
Yeah. Well, that's
See,
a good
it
one.
gets tricky.
It gets tricky. Yeah.
All right, and we kind of running on time, but this conversation is so awesome to unpack because it's so different how men approach the situation and
Yeah.
women approach the situation.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're talking about today, how do you find a good thing? How do those two people who are genuine and earnest find each other in the middle of all of this chaos and all of these things that are happening?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's just a matter of like just testing the waters. I feel like
So he needs to come with the courage to be able to step up to you and
Dip.
start a conversation.
dip your feet
Gently.
in gently, you know, like maybe like what Dwayne said, maybe like
Talk to your friend.
talk to my friend, talk to my friend,
But
and,
see-
and I genuinely, you know what, I resonate with that because like I remember when I was younger, and I liked a guy, I was thinking, how do I
Let him
approach-
know.
How do I let him know, you know, that I'm interested in him without me like putting myself out there like that, you know? And that's a really good idea. Like, you know, let the friend know. And that's how you start the connection,
So
communication.
just
and
get right back to high school, right?
Join
just
the
talk to a
inner
friend,
group.
maybe send a note, pass a note to your
I
friend.
mean, this is if you do not have the courage to walk up to the girl and say, hey, I think you're a very beautiful young lady, you know, I would love to get to know you better. Would you be interested or down to have a conversation with me? Sometimes it's a hit or miss, dude.
Fair enough.
Like,
All right, so let's weigh those two things.
Yeah.
Talk to your friend or walk right up to you and just be plain.
yeah,
Which one is more attractive to you?
oh God. Definitely the one where like he comes up to me and says,
Confidence.
yes, confidence, yes, but not rude. You
Not
know,
rude.
just like very nice and polite. Come up and say, hey, you know, I've noticed you for a while. Then, like, you know, I would like to have a conversation with you to get to know you better.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's see if we can jump into agreeing with everyone. What's the next one on the next habit that we need to walk away from? So first, stop being a people pleaser,
Yeah.
right? Because people pleaser, even if this is genuinely something that you enjoy doing, that may not be the thing that is going to connect with you to spark that relationship.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
To the other, if you are looking to explore the motherland, ever going to head towards Ghana for a trip, an adventure of a lifetime, make sure you use Passion Air to get around. Number two, stop agreeing with everyone and everything. Now, by this, I'm not saying go ahead and disagree with everybody all the time. I'm simply saying that always know that your opinions are valid too. The way you feel about certain things carry weight. And feel free to articulate your position at any point in time. You don't have to be silent or be quiet or go with the flow simply because you do not want to offend people. It's okay to disagree. And when you disagree with someone, it's not something that should be an argument. You can actually agree to disagree, right? You can actually disagree without pulling out knives and being at each other's throats. And when you pick a side, make sure you stick to it, because a lot of nice guys seem to not have a mind of their own. They're wishy-washy. It's like today they're here, tomorrow they're there. Just depends on which team they want to please more, which person they want to please more. When you're a man, it's important that you always have a mind of your own, an opinion of your own. And let it be known at every opportunity, because there are other alpha men who are looking to own that spot as easy and as fast as they can whenever they walk into a space. Listen, if you find yourself agreeing with everyone, you might be undercutting your individuality. Another habit nice guys need to kick to the curb is saying.
So agreeing with everyone. So he's agreeing with everything that you said. Hey, I love the iPhone. You said, no, I hate iPhones. I hate iPhones now too.
Oh my goodness, that's a very boring conversation. That's what I'm gonna say to that, because honestly, it's just so important for you to put your opinion, like she mentioned, not in a way that causes an argument. And if it causes an argument, let's agree to disagree. Yeah, I personally find it very attractive when a guy really knows what he wants, and when he sets his opinion on this idea and really believes in it and is determined that this is what I'm gonna do, versus having oh yeah, let's do this, no, let's not do that, okay, no problem, it's really it's an unsure situation, and it makes you feel oh well, if we ever get into a relationship, are you going to be unsure about certain situations? And it's not really reassuring to the girl, I would say, in my opinion.
And I appreciate you saying that. And I looked at the idea, because that can be challenging for men. You said it's attractive when he has an idea and he sticks to it. Here's the test on that, though. He has an idea, he's sticking to it, but you disagree.
That's a challenge.
And that's where many men find themselves, in that situation where they go, hey, let's eat. I want to eat, for Pete's sake, right? I want to eat. Let's pick up food place. I want to eat some Wendy's or Wellies, or and you go, I don't know, but I want to eat Wendy's. I want some curry goat down at Wendy's.
Okay, well, have your curry goat and I'll have my Wendy's.
But we want to have lunch together.
But exactly. And they're in opposite directions.
Well, I'll get the curry goat and
no,
you get the
I want you to
Wendy's?
come. I want you to come. Remember, this is my idea.
Okay.
Just like you said, you found it attractive. The man
Okay.
has an idea. We are going to this place to eat. And you go, but I can't bother with curry goat today. What does he do?
Wow. Is it really out there like that? I
Dwayne,
mean,
is it out there like that? Because you said, go what, for peace sake? Is it out there like that?
So my wife, and I'm gonna talk my business, all right? My wife doesn't like, especially now, these days, she doesn't like to eat heavy meals in the afternoon. She would just have a good breakfast, a good lunch, and then nothing in the evening, or probably something very light.
Yeah.
Probably just a salad or something. But knowing that also, my kids like when I prepare meals for them.
Yeah.
And I would want her to share
in your preparations.
in my preparation.
Oh wow.
But she doesn't do that anymore.
So what she does,
Uh huh.
she said, and I guess this is the striking the balance. She will say, and I have to respect her trying to have a special kind of diet or a
Yeah.
healthy kind of life. So she said, okay, doing. I can't have it. I won't have it, or maybe just a little when I get home. But leave for me so I could pack it for lunch tomorrow.
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
That's a compromise.
Yes.
That's a good
Yeah.
compromise.
Because it's
Yeah,
not that you
yeah.
wanted her, you must eat right
Yeah.
now. You wanted her
Okay.
to benefit from what
Yeah.
you spent some
Yeah.
time preparing.
Was I still disappointed? Not so much, but still.
Not
so much,
entirely,
but
but
still.
still. And so guys have that challenge to navigate, okay, I want to do this thing for you. I want to do this thing, but in the world of equality, you're going, but I need to have my own say and my own voice.
I feel like to Dwayne's point, it's for me personally, I would definitely look at it in a situation of like compromising. If it's okay, if I honestly cannot get Wendy's, I won't die. And it's not, I don't eat fast food like that, so it's not even an issue for me. But like, yeah, if he really wants to like share this idea or this scenario, whatever it is that he really like has put in the effort and time
Share
to
your
the
company.
yeah, exactly. Like, okay, like let's try it. I'm not gonna indulge in it fully, like I'm not gonna eat the whole thing, but like I'll try it.
But it sounds like in the middle of that, well, what I'm hearing you saying, you're putting all these things, he's done all these things, he's invested all that time, he's invested all this energy, he wants to know, he wants to share with you. How do you know that? Suppose he's wanting to surprise you. Like, for instance, Dwayne may have cooked a meal and it's this evening. Wife gets home,
Yeah.
you've spent 3, 4, 5, 7 hours in the kitchen preparing this lamb of a la Dwayne. And she comes home,
I'll eat it. I honestly, if you took the time and
but you don't
effort-
know this though. You just walk
I
through
don't.
the door.
Okay. I don't know this, and I'm walking through the door. Am I still having that concept like that? Like I'm. The thing with me is like if I walk through the door and I see like this beautiful meal and whatnot, like, of course I'm not gonna let it. I'm not gonna let my emotions or the way that I feel, devalue like the work and effort that you have put in it, because it's at the end of the day, like, it's so amazing to see like a guy do that, and if I were to do that, like, who knows, like, when the opportunity will arise or how you would take it or like get offended or whatnot.
Never gonna cook again, right?
Exactly.
But but I like what you said, and I like, I mean, and Katie was doing the same thing in that recognizing the value, even if you didn't know what went into it at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's recognizing the value of the thing that is being done and how you can validate the feelings
Yeah.
or validate the effort
Yeah, exactly.
and not play it up. So you're saying, hey, you still want to let him know that you appreciate it, and just like, hey, she appreciated it, so I'm gonna appreciate it in front of all my coworkers tomorrow at work.
Can you imagine? Yes. Yeah, I feel like that's.
Does that make you feel better, Dwayne?
For me, really, it doesn't matter what the co-workers think, because I'm not married to the co-workers.
Yeah. Matters what she thinks.
Yes.
So you wanted her to have it there right in front of you and
So-
see the
so-
joy on her face.
So, I mean, yes.
Yeah, just
Well, did she taste it at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
How
no,
did that make you
Let me
feel?
explain something to you. My
Yeah.
wife is a wonderful
Katie.
angel.
Aw.
And I mean, it's 15 years of being the same person.
Aw.
So it's
15 years of being an angel.
yes.
Big ups to
Wow.
Katie as you're listening.
Right. Seriously, I'm the only bad person in the relationship.
Oh,
The bad
wow.
person. And I'm a nice guy. But my wife doesn't, well, she's not the kind of person to even shout at you, or she tries to have a conversation no matter what it is. She tries to, and that's what if I should paint a picture of submission,
Mm-hmm.
I could just take my wife's picture and
Put her in the dictionary.
Yeah.
that's it in the dictionary.
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of being weak.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a matter of being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
It's a person who wants to keep the communication open.
Open. Yes.
And for us to, we went into this knowing that the enemy of our souls would like to see the relationship not work, or any relationship not work.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what happened, he's gonna be the first one to get the blame.
Yes.
You understand? It's not me saying Katie you're wicked, or Katie saying Dwayne you're wicked, or blah blah blah.
It's both of you realizing the devil is against you.
Yeah.
My wife said something to me once, and it means so much to me, and that's what she said. She just said it probably last year. She said, I cannot even allow you to prevent my prayers from being answered. So I would not go to bed with anger in my heart,
Oh wow. Yeah.
because I can't afford for my prayers not to be answered.
Wow.
So not even you could see that place.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me feel bad sometimes if I hurt her, and to see that as human beings there's a gratification that you get when somebody hurts you, that you be angry. There's a human gratification, and in some cases you get worse.
Yeah.
Like you want to hurt them back, right? But so I feel bad to know that even though she might be hurting, she has to hurriedly pack that away because her prayers being answered is more important to her. So
Yeah.
that makes me feel bad if I fall out of place.
And that's interesting because and Katie, if you're listening, we're gonna love to get you on the show with Dwayne, and we can unpack some of these things because even as I heard you say hardly pack those things away, and what I saw in Katie is not necessarily hardly packing those things away,
Yeah.
is finding a place in her heart to just go, it's not that deep.
Forgiveness. Yeah.
And go, hey, the love for you is more important than
Important, yeah.
even whatever you might have been angry about. And so
I think even greater than the love for me is our love for God and a relationship
Yeah.
with God.
Yeah.
I say love for you because many times persons go love for God, but I think there also needs to be a special love for you as well,
Yeah.
because she's going to
She
go
can
on.
still love God and don't put up with me.
Exactly. Right? And so we have to recognize that as human beings that, hey, you're a part of the equation too, because if I'm trying to do all my best to please God and you getting under my skin, I might need to ask God to remove you.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if she got the call, if she got advice from the first call on the first show,
You know? So that's a part of it too. And so the relationship in and of itself is something that also needs to be prized and cherished, because I mean, you've also said on the show that, I mean, she does pretty well for herself in business,
Yeah.
and that means she's not a pushover.
No.
And so it's not hardly saying, and what this thing is, saying yes to everything or agreeing with everyone or trying to please.
It's not an easy pickup either.
There you go.
It's not.
She's well balanced.
She's well balanced, and so she goes a little bit further for you
Yes.
as her husband.
Yes.
In terms of helping, in terms of not making sure that you don't keep her out of the of heaven, but also helping you
To get
yeah.
to get
yeah.
there as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what we kind of read with the
That's
text.
powerful. Yeah.
There you go. The wife, the helpmeet, is the one
Yeah.
who goes, okay, I need to help this man because he's not all there yet. Because God says it is not good for man. So she's looking at you and go, you know what? If I need to be a little bit more calm, peaceful, and help Dwayne to not lose his head, so that we can both see each other in the kingdom. And I think that's the testimony to
Yeah.
true evangelism.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
True
it's-
relationship too. It's like it's beautiful. Yeah.
The sad thing about this is we're human beings and we are prone to fail. And even knowing this,
Every day.
I might. That's the thing I don't like about me. I don't know myself now. I don't know what I will do tomorrow. I don't know what I can do. I don't know I don't want to do.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I will do. And even knowing all this, right? You beat up yourself so much when you fail, because you end up hurting her
Yeah.
again and again and again and again, because of the human sinful element of us, or whatever external source, or whatever childhood impact, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, and I'm saying this. Listen, I don't perpetually hurt my wife.
The people are not seeing the passion in your eyes as you're saying it.
but what I'm saying is there might be someone out there who is
Yeah.
struggling,
Yes.
who is experiencing this same kind of relationship, but keeps failing, and with no intention
To actually fail.
to fail.
They're
or to hurt
trying
the
but
person.
failing.
Yeah.
And they fail because of whatever chemical imbalance, whatever is happening at work, that, or wherever in their circle, that causes depression for them not to act in the correct manner, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And so many persons lose out on relationships, on family, whatever it is, because and it's not that the other person is bad for not putting up and tolerating. Again, you don't know what are the external factors that affect the person for being that way.
Yeah.
But so many relationships can fail because persons have weaknesses that even they themselves don't know, and have not gotten a chance to navigate through it, or have not gotten the help, and it might just come at the wrong time where Katie does something and after putting up with me, and I just can't tolerate it. Can you imagine how devastating that would have felt for her?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So many things happen in life. I mean, I'm not a counselor, Robert.
But you're in a rare moment today, and I appreciate you being able to share. And like I said, we need to book a date so Katie can come on and share these things. And I think it's important because these are the real life situations
Yeah.
that we're talking about here. How do two people, we're talking about how do you find a good thing? How do two people who are flawed human beings,
Yes.
who fail on a day-to-day basis but genuinely want to try, how do those two people find each other so that they can have that good thing
Yeah.
with everything that's in front of them? And we've been talking about not being a people pleaser, not being too agreeable, not saying yes to everything, but then the other side to that is finding the balance. What do you actually say yes to? What do you actually compromise on? What do you actually find the place to give on so that you can find that balance? And it's not an easy balance to strike, as we've seen, because once you meet to figure out, okay, fine, how do you make the first approach in a way that doesn't trigger you as being creepy, or on the other side being too passive and weak?
Yeah.
How do you find that middle ground? And then as the relationship grows and develops, how do you maintain that interest and that engagement where, I mean, you do want to feel heard, so you want to be, you want to win a few,
Yeah.
but then you don't want to win everything because now they're a walkover and now they're no longer interesting and you just put them off in the friend zone.
Oh my goodness.
Not and again, not just you, but in general, looking at
Yeah,
all
yeah.
relationships,
Yeah,
what that
of
looks like.
course, of
Because
course.
we talk about male leadership and we talk about responsibilities here, but what does that leadership look like? That gentle leadership that, of course, also invites you into a space where you are trusting that person and willing to follow them. We talked about Abraham and him telling his wife, hey, we're going to go off into this far land.
Yeah.
We're leaving all our friends and all our riches behind and we're going to go
Yeah.
live in the desert.
Yeah. I think, I mean, for me, it's all about compassion. It's all about like being guided by God and like how God wants or has guided us to work as a couple and just going to God for that guidance. Like, because it's so hard. Relationships are really difficult. You know, you're two different individuals who might have different opinions and like we're not going to agree 100% all the time. But yeah, you just have to have like that compassion and that like that constant, I don't want to say need, but like that empathy to want to make the situation better or to work on things even when it's hard. So not giving up, basically. Just keep trying and keep like always putting God in the center of it all, and always coming to him first for guidance.
And I like that, but I'm pushing back on it a little bit. And when Dwayne said it earlier, I did the same thing, because
Yeah.
the idea here is it's always looking at God, but you still have to look at the person that's in the boat with you, right? Because while you're going to God for the guidance, you're going to God for guidance to deal with a specific situation or with a
yeah.
specific person.
Yeah.
Because Eve had to look at Adam as an individual and go, God, how do I be that helpmeet for Adam?
Yeah.
So in the same way, Genesis has to look and go, hey, how do I be that helpmeet for this person? Because she could easily go, you know what, God, you and I are good, which is what I find many Christians do. You and I, God, are good.
Yeah.
Let's help me work out a new situation.
Well, you're not good then. You're not good because if you're not loving your brother, you're not treating them with compassion. You're not caring. You're not showing them what kindness and love, the fruits of the spirits are. Like, you're not good with God.
You trying to get yourself in trouble.
No. Well, basically, for me, it's like, yes, we don't agree, but like, we don't agree on certain things, and I will work on them. I'm not going to give up.
You're telling Christians that, hey, when they look at some people who don't believe the same things that they believe and they just write them off and go, well, those are heathens. We don't deal with those people. You're saying they're not reflecting Christ? Like I told you, you're getting yourself in trouble.
Oh
They're
my
not
goodness.
reflecting Christ. That's what she's saying, and I concur. I want to. I have a situation.
comment.
Dwayne's got you.
I have a situation. A guy comes up to Genesis.
Yes.
First time.
Okay.
First time ever.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Dwayne, and yours?"
Genesis.
Genesis. Hi, Genesis. So I know this is weird. It's creepy. I mean, you probably never heard this before. As a matter of fact, you've never heard it before.
Okay.
I could go through the normal route of, exchanging numbers and tell you stuff like I like it. The formal stuff,
Yeah.
right? But I just want to cut the chase and to save time, I want you to be my girlfriend. No.
Give her a minute. You're like, what?
Hold on.
You're calling 911?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You notice quickly I have had my hands up because I would have expected that kind of reaction.
Okay.
All right. Now, it's not something that I have to say yes to now. You don't have to say yes to it now. As a matter of fact, you don't have to say yes to it at all.
Yeah.
But it's something I want you to think about. Here's my number.
And this is a complete stranger.
Complete stranger.
Wow.
Switch.
Wow.
But he's being honest.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it. No.
He's being forthright. He's declaring himself right off the beginning. Hey, we're not in the... Yeah, maybe... No.
To be honest with you, and this is like my genuine answer, I feel like I would be scared, but I would be willing to try.
Yes.
Because and the reason
he's
why
given the opportunity to know him.
Yeah, and the reason why is because I'm the type of person that I don't like to like just play around and like, oh, what's your favorite color? This and like I don't like that. To me, that my personal opinion, I feel like that's nonsense. I rather like get like have the deep conversations, get into the deep like ideas and like values, and like really really get to know this person, versus just like tapping the water, putting your feet in the water.
Let's be friends. Let's hang out for a little bit. Let's see if we like the same
Yeah.
movies.
And especially
I'll teach my son that line.
He's just gonna go. We're just giving out relationships. Would you like one? Would you like one? Would you like one?
No. But true. If truth be told, right? If the person comes up and say, hey, you don't. Here's my number. You don't even have to think about it. You don't have to call me.
this is a Christian person.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, you could find out after, but it's a Christian person. Now they're
Right for me.
saying, ultimately, that's my intention. It doesn't mean that
We're trying to rush to the end right
you're
now.
starting as boyfriend and girlfriends. But that's my intention.
Actually, I love that idea because I've always been that type of person. I always, like, from a young age, I knew that I wanted to get married young and I wanted to have children young. Like, I really didn't, like, see myself, like, growing older and getting married older. And, like, yeah, like, for me, like, I like that. I like that idea. I like the just, like, getting to, like,
Just declare your position and
Yeah.
work towards it.
yeah, it's very confident, it's very attractive, you know, like.
Oh.
And again, and this is why it's important for us to talk through these things, men, so that you can actually understand what women find attractive. So the confidence is the thing that is the attraction. The nice guys, the other things, they will come afterwards, but you need that confidence right off the bat.
Confident, yeah, and honesty.
Confidence and honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty is an interesting one, and I guess we'll explore that some more.
I find that persons like to know where they're going.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that works.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it laid out the chart to you to say, I'm trying to get to point to Georgetown. All right, I'm now in East End. I know we might not be leaving in time soon, or there might not be a bus coming or whatever it is. But that's my intention, to take you to Georgetown.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I think women can appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I've also explored from the other side as well, because when he said it initially, you had oh no, we're not doing that, what are we talking about, right?
The reason why I did what I did was because I was shocked, just because I like that idea.
And in fairness,
It was a shockness of, like, you know what, like, I honestly I would appreciate that idea more versus just wasting my time with somebody and not getting anywhere. Like, so it's like it caught me off guard, because it's something that, you know, like, you think about and you don't really admit, or like it's an inner thought, and it's just like, but in reality,
oh, this is attractive. Should I say yes? I don't want it to think I'm too thirsty, but that's what it's about. Let us know what we're about so that we can know where we're going. And then I think in this scenario, he gave you the choice. So now you have the power of choice. Do I want this? Do I not want this? And you can decide.
Exactly.
It breeds curiosity. Like,
It does.
it breeds
Adventure.
yes. It breeds curiosity, because here's my number. You don't have to call me if you're not interested, but that's my position.
Yeah.
And I guess that young man also has to be comfortable with you not calling him.
Yeah.
I'm declaring my position. You can shoot it down. And I think this is what we've been looking at tonight in terms of unpacking these nice guy traits. They may be masking something or trying to feel the waters, test the waters without declaring a straight position. It's being nice to you in the hope that if I'm nice enough to you, then you will.
What should he do if she doesn't call?
I won't get to that, because then the last habit is drawing the line. And so, you know what? We're trying to end at 9:00 tonight, Dwayne. What's going on?
The conversation is good. That's what's going on.
Because we had
Some technical issues.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, so let's just jump to the question, because it says the one thing that she encourages men to do is to draw the line. So determine what you want, determine what you don't want, and draw a line. So
Exactly.
here it is. He's declared his position and you don't call.
what does she do?
what does the guy do? Does he try to find you again and go, maybe you didn't hear me the first time or unlock the first time? Should I take you to dinner now?
I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask
Yeah,
this
yeah.
question because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a woman. Like I don't know what their position would be, but
Mm-hmm.
okay, my advice would be like, yeah, like you did what you had to do. You put yourself out there. Like if she didn't call, like
Walk away, bro.
So he came
Walk
up again.
away.
He saw you again.
respectful.
He saw you again.
Uh-huh.
He saw you again.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Genesis.
Uh-huh.
Is it that you lost my number or you misplaced, like you had the digits wrong? Or
I mean, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if I never felt that, I would just then and there be like, no, bro, like, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. I wouldn't lead the guy. Like, I hate the idea
Mm-hmm.
of being led on by someone if like they don't have genuine intentions. So I would never want to do that to somebody else. And honestly, I encourage women to do that as well. Like,
All right, so give us your best closeout line on it. So he didn't strike you.
Mm-hmm.
You appreciated his being able to say that and declare his position. So
Yeah.
how do you let him down?
hey, bro. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate the thought and consideration. But yeah, like I'm not interested right now. You know, we can be friends, hopefully. But I don't want to put you in a spot where you think that you're gonna eventually move on from the friend zone. You know, like right now that's not what I'm looking for. So, yeah.
So
So let me just understand this. Just let me be. I just want to be. I respect that.
Yes,
I really respect you for saying that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah.
As you know, I mean, I gave you the choice whether you wanted to call or not. I just thought that sometimes things can happen why you didn't call.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just things that happened and
Yeah.
it was a missed opportunity or you just didn't call. But fine, I'm happy being your friend. At least, I mean,
no.
hold on. Hold on. Some persons it might and this is not talking to her. No.
Yes,
This
yes.
is
Yeah,
just
yeah. In general, yeah.
some persons wouldn't depending on if they're not Genesis. So some persons wouldn't go with that because it's too abrupt, it's too first
direct.
time, it's too direct. You understand? So all the
But then he was trying to be direct with me.
Yes.
So like,
What I'm saying, I said some
Some persons,
girls,
yeah,
some
yeah,
girls
yeah.
wouldn't like that direct
Yeah.
approach, and they might need a different approach. They might need the same thing, wetting the feet and fooling around. Right? Some persons might appreciate that, so that
Yeah.
approach would not work for them. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean that this is not the guy. So he coming again and saying, all right, I'll be happy to be your friend. I mean, will you answer me when I call?
yeah, I would.
I hear the thought there. I hear the thought they're doing, and I struggle with it because I believe that we may, in my own estimation, it lead some young men astray. I think that when you received it first, it came off as strong and direct, and he was presenting himself, putting himself out there. And so to kind of pull back now kind of goes back to the idea that we said earlier. Hey.
No, I'm saying pulling back.
No,
I'm saying
yeah,
the
let me
person
finish.
might not be Genesis.
Yes.
Yeah.
But remember, he's gone. So it's not Genesis. The person you presented this image of yourself to
Yeah.
doesn't receive it. That's what we're looking at. So
Which
she
is
didn't
mean
call.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think in that situation, you've taken your shot
Yeah.
in this regard. And so how would you feel about now the person going on the other side? Okay, fine. I tried to be direct. Now I'm going to be indirect.
Oh boy.
Because it to me, as it
I don't think
kind of
it's-
comes off
I
as
don't think
the
it's-
wishy-washy.
No.
I tried it, the direct, and now the indirect.
So are you saying? Are you saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you saying? Because I was saying it in the view that she might not know that she's interested in me. Or that she'll be interested in me.
Yeah.
She doesn't know me enough to be interested in me. As direct as I was, and she liked that directness about me, there might be other factors to me that does not attract her. Right? Getting to know me will easily change the value of she will understand that the things that does not attract her is something that she could live with, right? Now, me saying to her, okay, I'm happy being your friend, is accepting whether I want to be her fiance or not, is accepting that, hey, this girl doesn't like me like that, and if she wants to be my friend as a Christian, it's not weak for me to want to be her friend. It's not like I'm stepping back from being her friend.
And this is where we'd invite some callers to weigh in. Share your situation. Drop some comments. I mean, the question
I
I'd
don't
ask,
think it's weak.
The question, and again, this is the question I'd ask is, as women, how many of your friends have been promoted from the friend zone to the relationship zone?
Not many.
Well, I don't have a lot of boys
So-
that are friends, so I wouldn't be able to.
So
tell
certainly
you.
they're not going to get promoted. So advocating a position where you go, okay, I tried my shot. I declared that I wanted to be in a relationship, and now I'm going to slink back and go, hey, okay, I'll be your friend now. But you already know that in your heart, what you really want is a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned it, that you said, hey, maybe she doesn't know me enough, so maybe the friend zone is going to give her an opportunity to see
to get
more.
to know me, and eventually maybe she'll fall in love with me.
And then
this,
get promoted.
Yeah, and this is why I said, like, bro, you know, like, if you're thinking that our friendship is gonna somehow eventually
You
lead
don't know
to
that. You don't know that.
It's a very small
it is- it's
percentage.
no, yeah, I honestly, yeah.
The odds are not in your favor.
Yeah.
So, so you should,
It's called resilience.
yes, absolutely. So, and the resilience that I take away from that is, bro, you took your shot,
Yeah,
you missed. Hey, realize that she's not the last person in the world,
exactly.
and move on.
Yeah,
Maybe later on, if she sees you in another light, not in the friend zone, because she's not gonna see you there. If she sees you in another light and she's drawn, then maybe she'll come around.
Yeah.
But
she'll
if
make
you,
the move. Yeah,
she'll make the move, just
If-
like you said. She'll go talk to one of your friends. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize that you can really shoot 3-pointers. I love guys who can shoot 3-pointers, right?
or
Or
she might just look back in her phone
and call you up.
and call.
Yeah.
do you think she saved the number though?
Hey.
Let me tell you something, right? If some you remember you used the word adventures,
Yes.
That's it.
curiosity, it's gonna stay there.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna stay there if he, and the last one is, holds the line. If you don't
Yes.
draw the line and you keep walking across the line, then she just figures
Yeah.
that she can just pull you into whatever. And so she loses that sense of adventure. The adventure, ooh, he's just given me a challenge. But now the challenge has disappeared.
I'm married.
So don't take that advice from Dwayne, because he's married. But I think we've done some matchmaking tonight, and I think you've been very attracted to Katie. I heard, you've been drawn in by how she responds, and maybe she can share with you and do some
Yeah,
things.
I've learned a lot about Katie, and I haven't met her yet. Amazing.
And here, Dwayne called me today and said, hey, we can cut down to 1 hour. We can end at 9 o'clock. And here we are at 9:32.
Yeah, we can't cut that now. Take out the
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties, the interruption by doing. You could end at 9 o'clock.
We could end at 9. So we want to package the conversation, pack it in, and end at 9 o'clock, and just make it an awesome 1 hour. I did
Robert,
want
the
to-
video didn't finish,
the video didn't finish.
so we'll pick up from 11 minutes and 24 seconds next week, because I guess Genesis has to come back.
Genesis and Katie's coming too. We're putting Katie on blast, and we'll just bring the
Oh my
kids. We'll just have a camp out and get some pizza, and we just continue the conversation because it's important to understand, unpack this. How do we actually find a good thing? How do we understand these things that we've been looking at tonight? How do we
Yeah.
find the balance between the things?
Yeah.
And then make sure that those two people who are genuinely wanting to find that good thing, how they're able to find each other through all the noise. Your final thoughts, Janice.
My final thoughts are, I'll see you next week.
When we have Katie in studio, I did want I found a little piece of news, and I thought it was interesting. We'd like to end the show on some interesting piece of news. And here it was. I found that increased maternity and paternity leave coming for civil servants. Right? And so maternity leave for women is going up to 110 days, and paternity leave is going up to a whopping 20 days.
Wow.
Wow.
There's a way to balance that. That's an easy way to balance that. Men just need to start getting pregnant.
Solution, right? There we go. And this solves the
When
problem. Them-
pigs fly.
This has been another awesome episode of The Wrecking Trade, where we unpack these conversations that beset relationships, both men and women, as we're trying to find each other. Men finding the masculine tone, understanding your responsibility, accountability, and what masculinity looks like in 2024, and how you enter those relationships to actually engage women, give them that stimulation, that, what would you say? That sense of adventure.
Yeah, sense of adventure, curiosity.
That curiosity while maintaining and allowing them to feel cherished and joy. How do you say? How do you want to feel?
Valued.
Cherished and valued.
Appreciated.
Appreciated.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Until next week, I'm Robert Lynch, and this has been The Wrecking Trade.